Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything, and welcome to Paris. A few months ago I caught up with my mate Steve Marsh, and I was boring him to tears with my obsession with the Orient Express. And he said, why don't you race it? And I thought, race the Orient Express? What with? Flixbus? And then I thought, race the Orient Express with Flixbus? Ooh, there's an idea. So when I got home I was checking the schedules. It doesn't really work because Flixbus would leave 2 hours after the departure here in Paris, and it would get into Venice. Well, the Flixbus would arrive something like 8 or 9 hours before the arrival of the train. Not really much of a race, is it? But then I thought, there's one intermediate stop. That's at Verona. Is it possible to see the Orient Express here in Paris, jump on Flixbus to Verona, see the Orient Express in Verona, catch Flixbus to Venice, and try and catch the Orient Express at Santa Lucia station as it arrives into Venice? That can be done on paper. So I booked it all, and then I get an email from Flix saying, thanks for your booking, unfortunately we've thrown a Flix spanner in the works. I'll tell you what that is when I get to Verona. But while I'm here in Paris, I've got a bit of time to kill. It is just gone 1 PM. I want to be up at Gare Austerlitz, where the train leaves from, in around about 2 hours. There's a reason for that, I'll tell you later. It's due to leave in about 3 hours at 4 PM, and my bus, my overnight bus, my 15-hour Flixbus journey to Verona leaves from Bercy bus station, a place I absolutely despise, in approximately 5 hours. So I've got it all calculated. I'm basically wasting time for the next 2 hours. Let's be a tourist. I must say the Notre Dame is looking pretty good after all that repair work that was done. It looks fantastic. It's called the City of Love. It's also called the City of Lights. Today it's called the City of Rain. It's chucking it down. You might be thinking, why don't you just go to the pub for a pint? I could do that, but there's one problem. Have you ever drunk a pint of lager and then gone on a 15-hour Flixbus journey? You don't want to do that, because I don't want to use the toilets. Right, let's find some shelter. You might be thinking, why don't I have one of these pizzas I'm always on about? That is a very good suggestion. The thing is, I'm going to have one later on. I don't want it now, because if I eat now, I'm not going to be hungry enough for anything else later before I get onto Flixbus, which means I'll be 18 hours between eating, due to arrive into Verona 9:05 tomorrow morning. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say au revoir to the Orient Express, then I'm going to get a pizza, because then I'll be really hungry, and it'll also give me a reason not to go to Bercy bus station too early. Right, I am going to go for a walk along the Seine and try and stay dry. These are quite cool. I'm guessing they were used back in the days to help tie up boats. Yeah, I was keeping an eye on the weather forecast for today, and it was saying, well, intermittent showers. But in actual fact, it's intermittent torrential rain. The sun's out, but for how long? Who knows? You know, I was just thinking, I've never actually walked along the actual bank of the Seine. It's always been up in the street. It's the first time I've actually walked along the side of the river itself. But I won't be going too far. I'm only going about a kilometre or two this way. There's something I'd like to see. Then I'm going to head off to Gare de Lyon, where I might use the toilets, where I might have to have coins, which means I'm going to have to buy something just for a euro coin to use the toilets. Yeah, okay. And here are some public toilets. The shed is for ladies, and the standy up bit is for men. I'm not sure if I want to use one of them. Knowing my luck, I'd be using the toilet, I would be enjoying the fresh air mid-flow, and someone would go, oh look this, Scott from Planes, Trains, Everything, quick, get a photo. It would happen, you can guarantee it. And here we have it, the Botanical Gardens. I'm not looking for anything in particular, I'm just looking. Now that is one serious greenhouse. I think we should go in. Sadly, there's an entrance fee of €9, but I think it might still be worth it. And against all odds, I managed to get in. Do you remember the old days when you used to just pay and you bought a ticket and that was it? Not here. Apparently their system had a cyber attack recently and they've now gone to a plan B. And plan B is that you scan a QR code, you then go through the whole process of setting up an account. You then have to verify the account through an email address. And most of it didn't translate from English, and I think a woman saw the puzzled look. She actually works for the parks here, came over and helped me. And so I said to her, "Do you do this a lot? You've done this before, haven't you?" She says, "I do this hundreds of times a day." Well, we got in. One of the more obvious things to be said in this greenhouse is, geez, oh, it's warm. Yeah, 35 degrees Celsius. I just spotted a thermometer back there. If you love your tropical plants, that's a must. However, I'm going to say something controversial here. I think the Botanical Gardens and the greenhouse at Glasgow is actually better than that. It's better set out, more informative, and it's free of charge. Okie dokie, I'm about to start working my way back to Gare Austerlitz, because that's where the Orient Express leaves in approximately 1.5 hours. I've got plenty of time, but I do want to get there early. I was last at Gare Austerlitz a couple of months ago. I was stalking the Orient Express then, and I wanted to get a photo from the platform. But I did notice there was a security guard there, obviously there to stop riffraff like me getting onto the platform and lowering the tone of the operation. Yeah, if I was in security, I would do exactly the same. So I thought, I'm going to get here nice and early this time. Nice and early, over an hour beforehand. Hopefully I can see it being shunted in. I can hide up the end of the platform, no one will see me, and then if they do see me, they can boot me out. I arrived, I could see men looking very immaculate in suits and white gloves pushing people's luggage towards the station, and I thought, oh, please don't tell me it's already in. So let's go in and see what happens. Well, that's what I managed, about 7 or 8 seconds of the very last car. He said, oh yeah, maybe, yeah, okay. So he came with me to the very end of the car. You stand there, take your picture, off ski. So that was it. So at least I've been able to achieve goal number 1, the Orient Express at Paris. Right, now I'm going to go and see about a pizza. But before I have my pizza, I'm going to walk along the road here past this very ugly building. I want to check something out. You know, I'm so glad I was able to get that shot of the Venice Simple and Orient Express, because it confirms it's actually operating today. Can you imagine if I arranged all this and I got the timetable wrong? Nope, we're fine. Right, just up here, there's a bridge that crosses the tracks. And I just want to see if it's possible to get a shot of the train leaving Gare Austerlitz. It's possible. Let's find out. Good news and bad news. I'm on the bridge and you can see the tracks, and in fact you can see the Orient Express at the platform. The bad news is there's a nasty big fence there, but I might still be able to get a shot in approximately 55 minutes. I know what I'm going to do for the next 54. Cheers. Iced coffee. So the plan is to spend a bit of time here, go back to that bridge. I might be able to get a shot. I don't know if I can hold the camera up on the full length of the selfie stick here, or whether I'm just going to have to risk it and go through the mesh fence, but I'll give it a try. After that, over the Seine to Gare de Lyon, there's a nice little pizza place there. I'm going to have something to eat because I'm starting to get hungry. I had to fight the temptation here. They had a lot of nice pastries and biscuits and stuff here, but I thought, no, I'm saving myself for my pizza. And after that, get some supplies for the bus, and then reluctantly head up to Bercy. Sue's in charge of the merch store, and about 6-7 weeks ago when I started planning this trip, I said to her, do you know, I think we should get a t-shirt that says I love Bercy, something like this. Just as a kind of a sarcastic thing, but I think the sarcasm was lost on her. She's never experienced Bercy bus station, and I hope she never does. What do you think? Should I get one of those for the next time? Believe it or not, that's the Orient Express down there. While I was having my iced coffee, I decided to look on Flixbus to see how busy tonight's service is to Verona. Keeping in mind I've got a window seat, I was wondering if the aisle was free or occupied. Yeah, it's occupied. In fact, I think it's a full bus, so it's going to be a busy one. So, once I see the train depart in the next 15 minutes, over to Gare de Lyon, I'm going to have a pizza, not a beer. After that, I will get some supplies for the bus tonight, and then waste as much time as possible before getting to Bercy bus station. Hindsight's a great thing. I just had a brilliant idea. It's too late to do it now though. There's another station about a mile or two down that way, and I was just checking on Google Maps, Google Satellite, and the Orient Express passes right through the station. That is where I should be standing to watch it go past. Oh well. Right, 10 minutes to go. Lots of people down there on phones, gesturing and whatever. I think they're getting very excited because it's getting close to departure time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the game is on. Well, I think it is anyway, because it's 25 minutes late, the train hasn't left the station yet, and I've got a pizza waiting for me. So when I saw these guys on their phones flapping their arms about a lot, standing next to the engine, and a guy in high vis, yeah, there's obviously something going on. It's a technical issue. The guy in high vis was actually joined by a second one, so it ain't moving for a while. 25 minutes late. I would have thought the most prestigious train in the world would at least leave on time. Obviously not. Right, I'm going to get a pizza, then I need to get some supplies for tonight. I'm actually quite disappointed I couldn't film the train leaving the station, because I discovered that my phone has got a smaller lens compared to the GoPro, and therefore I was able to squeeze it between the wire mesh, and I would have had the perfect shot. Only one thing missing from that perfect shot: the train. Now if it's leaving 25 minutes late, I wonder if it'll be making up time along the way. If it doesn't, then that's going to cause a problem in Verona, and I'll explain to you why tomorrow morning. As for the arrival time in Venice, not a problem. Right, pizza. And here we are. Well, I can report that calzone was pretty good. It was also pretty huge. I couldn't finish it. And did you notice the lack of beer? Yes. Beer and long distance coaches, not a good idea. Right, I'm going to get some supplies now because we're now within an hour of departure from Bercy. Here I am at Bercy bus station, as ready as I will ever be for a 15-hour journey on Flixbus. I was thinking, some of the journeys I've done around Europe on coaches, this is easy, but still 15 hours is 15 hours. But as soon as I'm sitting in my little area and I establish my little zone, I'll be fine. I'm not going to sleep tonight, but at least I'll be able to close my eyes when I like. The bus stops at such exotic locations as Lyon, Turin, Milan and Bergamo Airport, arriving into Verona, if we're on time, at 5 minutes past 9 tomorrow morning. Now I've got plenty of water, I've got some snacks in case I get the munchies at 11 o'clock at night. Can't really put it off any longer. let's get into this bus station. This is when a I Love Bercy t-shirt would come in really handy. Hey, at least the bus is on the timetable. No stand number allocated yet. Still got 35 minutes. Okie dokie, stand 39, all we need now is the bus. Done. I wonder if the Orient Express has left yet. Two hours into the journey and our first break already. We're somewhere between Paris and Dijon. Some water, some munchies. Unfortunately no Haribo bananas in the shop. 10 minutes only, let's get on board. Minutes before Turin and another break. Only 10 minutes, but you know, toilet time.
Siamo in arrivo alla fermata di Verona. Fermata di Verona.
And here we are in Verona. Recently there's been a lot of advertising on social media for Flixbus. It shows this guy in his 20s. He's smiling, he's energetic. He gets on his Flixbus, he's having a great time in extreme comfort. Then he gets to his destination, steps out, he's got a spring in his step and he's ready to take on the world. I'd like to see what he was like after 15 hours on an overnight bus service. Mind you, that wasn't the worst bus service I've ever been on overnight, but it certainly wasn't as comfortable as the Orient Express. Speaking of which, I wonder where the Orient Express is, because at the moment I've got 6.5 hours here before the Orient Express is due to arrive. That's how much time we have made up on them. And of course, it could be running late as well, so who knows? On paper, the Orient Express is due to arrive into Verona at 3:10, and my Flixbus service to Venice is due to leave at 3:25. That was giving me a 15-minute time at Verona to get a video, step out of the station straight into Flixbus, because that's where the bus stop was. So I booked everything, and I got an SMS saying, hey, thanks for booking Flixbus. By the way, we've moved our bus stop. And we're now in some kind of random street, about a 5-minute walk from the station. This is not a problem, but when you start with only 15 minutes, and it's now down to 10, this is making it pretty difficult And also, if the train's running late, I think I'm totally out of luck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the railway station, I'm going to do a recce, I'm going to grab some coffee, something to eat, and then I think we should go exploring, because like I say, I've got 6.5 hours here in Verona. Yeah, the journey wasn't too bad. As expected, someone did join me. He joined at Lyon and moved to Turin to another seat, which is fair enough. So I had most of the journey with 2 seats. Unfortunately, and I've made a mental note of this, 6A and 6B on a double-decker bus should be avoided, because under the seats in front you have a fire extinguisher. So that kind of limits the amount of leg room we've got. Note to self, avoid 6A and 6B in future. Okay, this is Verona station. I'm going to do a quick recce and then I'm going to get a badly needed coffee. The Italian police don't waste any time when it comes to checking on me, do they? Right, let's get into the station, have a look around, get coffee. My top tip when travelling, always take some toilet roll with you. Right, let's get a coffee. One focaccia later, and I'm feeling a little bit more alive. For the time being anyway. It will catch up with me in the next couple of hours, and we'll have to repeat the whole process. Right, let's find the centre of Verona. If you go hungry in Verona, you're not trying. Restaurant after restaurant after restaurant, and I would imagine they charge a premium as well. Just for a laugh, I might actually look at some of the prices here. €6 for a 500ml beer. That's actually not too bad. Couldn't find any prices for pizzas. That's usually my benchmark. But I was expecting it to be expensive around here because not what you're getting, but where you're getting it. €13 and under for a pizza. That's pretty good considering the view you've got. This is pretty impressive, although there is a queue of people waiting to get in. I'm not sure if I've just missed the Verona Opera Festival or whether it's just about to start, but they've got all these props and things here. They look so realistic. Now these are really cool. They look as if they belong in a museum. Okay, not quite sure what opera this is from. Is it from the Star Wars opera or something? What is this?
That's it. No more boring things. Now just fun. My name is Lucia.
Well, something very exciting is happening here. Maybe they're waiting for me. He's behind you. Although the girlies got very excited there. It's some Italian rock band. This is actually pretty beautiful. Yeah, just getting back to Verona railway station. Verona is quite an important junction, a railway junction. As a result, they have a lot of train movements, a lot of departures, a lot of arrivals. And I wanted to look at the arrivals board to see how far in advance it actually shows trains. And it's around about an hour to an hour and a half in advance. So if I turn up about an hour before its scheduled arrival time, I should be able to see if the Orient Express is arriving late or not.
Yeah.
The thing about the Venice Simple and Orient Express is it's effectively a private charter, so it doesn't always appear on departure boards and arrival boards. For example, at Gare Austerlitz in Paris, it doesn't show, although it definitely does operate. A drinking water fountain. I'll top up my bottle in a moment. Although I was able to close my eyes for a good part of last night, I think I maybe dozed on 3 occasions for about 20 or 30 minutes. So yeah, I can feel it starting to catch. I can feel the second wave of tiredness kicking in. I can feel another coffee coming on. Any excuse, huh? Well, looking forward to my bed tonight. Now this is cool. A ruin underneath a street, and it's preserved so everyone can see it. One of these days, guys, one of these days. Oh, even climbing those stairs has left me exhausted. I need to get more coffee. I'm just relaxing on this park bench at the moment. I didn't have a great night's sleep coming to Paris, and last night of course I didn't have a great night's sleep either, so I can feel a second wave of tiredness hitting now. So once I've got the energy, I'm going to go and try and find another coffee. This is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Ich glaube, das ist die schon wieder da.
There's a big crowd down here. Let's find out why. Okay, the main reason why there's a crowd here is because there's a very large walking tour here. And you just turn a corner and you see this. I was wondering where the real crowds were. Here they are. There's also a market here. From what I can see, it's 100% tourist.
Male ti ha chiesto scusa e devi accettarla. Dagli un abbraccio e non succede niente. Te voy a darle Facciamo un quadrone qua.
Food, leather goods, or fridge magnets? Big decision. Every corner you turn, there's always something beautiful to look at here. I knew it was a beautiful city, but I didn't realise how beautiful. I think I'm going to have to come back and explore this city in depth. This place is mobbed. And why are there thousands of people here standing in a queue? I had a real bad feeling about that. Yes, it's the Romeo and Juliet balcony. I will not be going in there. Okay, I'm going to slowly start heading my way back to the station, or in that general direction, because in just over 2 hours, if it's on time, that's when the Venice Simplon Orient Express should be arriving. I'm somehow doubting it's made up 25 minutes plus overnight, but you never know. Just retracing my steps, here I am back at the Baby Colosseum. I came up with a real cunning plan. Get back to the station, determine how late the train is. If it's significant, like 45 minutes to an hour, go and try and catch the next Flixbus to Mestre, which is on the mainland where I'm staying tonight. That's where they drop you off, not in Venice itself, because that's an island. I could then have a shower, I would get changed, and then get into Venice, because it's only a 10-minute trip, if that, and trains are every 10 minutes from Mestre into Santa Lucia station, and I could be refreshed and ready for the Orient Express coming in. But then that second wave just reminded me I need coffee, so I scuppered that idea, didn't it? Oh yeah. Okie dokie, that coffee has given me a badly needed boost. Right, I was checking Flixbus, and there are no earlier services from Verona to Venice. So even if the Venice Simplon Orient Express is delayed, I'm on the one which I've booked already, which is 15:25. So I'm on that no matter what. So I'm just kind of hoping that the train made up time, but I can't see it making up the best part of half an hour at least overnight in the Alps. But you never know. And we're just approaching the station now. If the train isn't on the arrivals board, I could queue up and I could go to the information counter. But I feel as if I'd be like an idiot, because let's face it, I don't look as if I know someone who's travelling on the Venice Simplon Orient Express, do I? And there I am inquiring about its arrival time. I just feel like too much of a twit. Ah, this is where the airport bus leaves from. See the things you learn on this channel. I thought I'd check online to see if there was a list of arrivals and departures here at Verona station, and there is for the rest of the day, but it does not show the Venice Simplon Orient Express. Good news and bad news. The good news is I decided to bite the bullet and just join the queue and get to that information desk to see what the scheduled arrival time is of the Orient Express. The bad news is the guy couldn't help me. He explained it's a different company, it's not Trenitalia, they don't know. I mean, someone at the station must know what time it's due to arrive today if it's running late, but unfortunately not at the information counter. So I'll just head into Mestre on Flixbus, catch the train I was going to, and then just hang around. Hopefully it'll be on their arrivals board there at Venice. If not, I don't know. So the plan of action is catch the bus to Mestre on the mainland. Apparently we get dropped off outside the station, unless of course Flixbus have changed the bus stop and haven't told me. Catch one of the regular trains to Venice Santa Maria station. Hopefully the arrivals will show the Venice Simple and Orient Express. If not, I'm just going to have to wing it. But I do know what to look out for, because when I was last stalking the Orient Express at Gare Austerlitz in Paris, about 30 minutes before arrival, you get all the guys in their immaculate suits, and you get lots of baggage and all this kind of stuff all starting to appear along the platform. So that's usually a good clue what platform it's coming into. The only thing is, if they have barriers to get onto the platforms, that's a bit of an inconvenience, because you're going through the barriers to get into the station to check the board. I then have to use my return ticket to get back through the barriers onto the platforms. Yeah, that would work. I just hope it's not a major delay, that's the thing, because I'd like to wrap this video up. I'd like to get to my hotel room, I'd like to have a shower, and I'd like to sleep for 12 hours. Okie dokie, things have just gone a bit belly up. I've just had an SMS from Flixbus to tell me that my bus is 80 minutes late, which means that I'm probably going to miss the Orient Express at Venice. I did actually try and get on another bus there. I was going to Venice. I said, can I use my ticket? And he goes, my ticket is issued to Mestre train station stop. Most of them seem to be going to Tronchetto, and it's not the same place. So I'm walking back to the station, and I might actually have to finish this journey by train. Okie dokie, I'm on a train in 22 minutes, €10.35, that's about £9. At least I'll get there, no thanks to Flixbus. And also, to save any messing around, I'm going straight to Venice Santa Lucia. I'm not going to Mestre. There's no reason to go to Mestre. I'll go straight to Venice. Okay, platforms at 10. This'll do. And there's my train waiting for me. Let's go upstairs. One thing about Flixbus, it was absolutely roasting on that bus. But this is very nice. A lot more space in Flixbus, that's for sure. And probably a lot more reliable as well. I was just doing a little calculation. Assuming this train runs on time, by the time it gets into Venice, I will still be 30 minutes ahead of the scheduled arrival time of the Orient Express. So that gives me half an hour minimum to work out what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be running late as well. Everything is out of whack in this video, it's brilliant.
We advise you to be careful.
I hadn't realised there were so many platforms here. There are at least 19 platforms on this station. I hadn't realised it was so large. This could be a challenge. Okay, this is the state of play. Train is scheduled to arrive in 25 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's running late. It doesn't appear on the arrivals board, and all platforms are cordoned off with security. Also, all platforms seem to be full of high-speed trains, so I have no idea where it's supposed to come in when it does arrive. So I'm going to make a calculated guess. It probably won't be around for about an hour yet, so I'm going to get something to eat, because if I go back to my hotel room, I might not want to leave again, so I'm going to get some food here, and hopefully by the time I finish that, there'll be some sort of sign that the train's coming in. Even if I can just take a really long distance shot of it somewhere to show that I saw it. Right, hey, this is Venice. I haven't been here in nearly 40 years, and I don't think it's changed much. Right, let's find some food. I'm thinking if I eat outside it's going to cost an absolute fortune. I may as well eat here. There's a big selection here as well. I fancy pasta. Okay, that was seriously nice. Not too much sauce, and it was al dente. Brilliant. No sign of the Orient Express coming in. I'm looking for the guys in their suits, all the baggage, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely no sign yet, and it's now 15 minutes overdue. I might go for a wee wander, have a look at some gondolas and stuff, and I'll come back in about 15-20 minutes. It's such a surreal experience. You come out of a railway station and you see gondolas. A little voice is saying, forget the Orient Express, enjoy your 1 hour in Venice. I'm tempted, but no, I've got to go back at some point and complete the video. You can't really get lost in Venice as long as you follow the signs. I always think of Venice as a city made up of very narrow alleys, but they have some huge squares as well. Right, this way. And another huge square.
Vai para São Paulo, fica lá em casa passeando.
I think I remember this. These directional signs seem to go on and on and on forever and ever. Then suddenly you come across this. I'd actually forgotten how long it takes to get to St. Mark's Square. That's going to have to wait for another day because I've got a train to catch, if you know what I mean. Right, Santa Lucia. To be honest, I find Venice a little bit claustrophobic. There are not many landmarks you can see. It's just a passageway of alleys and things, and relying on these signs to Ferrovia to take you to the train station. And if you miss a turn off, you could end up anywhere. But I think we're on the right track now. Okie dokie, it's 7 PM. I think I've been away for about an hour. Oops. I wonder if the train has arrived in that time. I guess we're going to find out because the station's right ahead. Okie dokie, straight to the platforms. Let's see if there's any evidence of the Venice Simplon Orient Express. Right, I've looked everywhere, there's no sign of an Orient Express, so that means one of two things. Either it still hasn't arrived, and that is an hour and a half after its scheduled arrival time, or it has arrived, everyone's gotten off, they've cleaned it up, and it's gone to bed for the night. So to recap, the Orient Express in Paris was delayed 25 minutes and I never saw it again. Didn't see it in Verona, didn't see it here in Venice. What happened to it? I don't know. In regards to Flixbus, they were doing okay until we got to Verona. 80-minute delay, not good enough. And as soon as I started catching a train to get to Venice, competition was null and void because it was Flixbus versus the Orient Express. So that didn't quite work out. Overall, it was fun, but it was a bit of a disaster, and I would not recommend you do that at home. Now, I said at the very start, it was Steve's idea, and I put a layer of stupidity on it. Wow, what a thick layer that was. I'm glad you came along with me anyway. I'll see you next time.